This is what the program I use to lay out my letters. It's called Corel Photo House. I'll go ahead, and with this program I can go ahead and type any size, any style letter. There's a whole bunch of styles of it, and I first style and print it out, like, and come up with the design. And I'm making San Maromo coat. I'm making street signs. I'm going to router them out. Then what I do is I got to take the image, rotate it 90 degrees, come here under edit, look at properties. The sign's going to be letters. The biggest letter is going to be 4.5 by 36 7/8. Alright, I'm done. Now what I even do is there's a fill in here where I can fill this in with a lighter color so it isn't as dark. And let me quickly do that. Done. I do that to save on ink. See, fill it in so it isn't as you don't use as much black, as much ink. Fill it in. Now, since this is 36.5 inches long, and you don't have paper that long, I'll go ahead, and with this program, it allows me to copy a section. I'll copy around that much. I go edit, copy, edit, paste, new document, and that's that much of it I'll have that I can print out. I come into edit, checking properties, and I find it's only 3 and almost 4 inches by 13 inches. So done. I'll print this section out. Now I use paper 8.5 by 14 just to make sure the paper's big enough. Once I get that printed, come down here, and then I can go ahead and print out another section. Copy the next section of it. Copy of it, edit, paste, new document. That gives me this section. I do the same thing. I print this on 8.5 by 14. Close that. Then the next phase I'll do is I'll come down here. And if you notice, I'll always overlap the letters a little bit. Come on. I'll overlap the letters a little bit just so I can use one letter on top of a repeat letter so I get the right exactment. And I'll go there, edit, copy, this new document, and I print that out. And then I'm done. That's how I do the layout. But I like this Corel Photo House. I can do anything I want. If I want to make these letters even bigger, I can make them bigger, shorter, squatter. I can do everything I want. You got to play with this program. But this is a great program for editing photo and layouts. Alright, that's all it for now. Next I'll show you what I do with this. Over again. Got the 3 pieces of paper that I have printed out. I got one already taped together. This is the last one that comes down here. I'm going to cut down, looking through the paper, make sure they line up. I'm going to take a piece of clear tape, put it on it to mark it, to hold it in place. Hold it in place. You go ahead, flip it over. Everything flying around. Tape is very strong. Tape the back up. Tape the back up. Then I'll lay it out. But I'm going to stop the tape because I stopped recording. I'm going to lay it out how wide I need to sign. I'm cutting back in now. I laid it out. I figured out how wide I wanted the wood to be. I got a 3/8 and a 3/8. And now I'm just going to cut this off to the line. Fine. And I have a nice layout, the right size letters, the right style letters I want. And the next is, I'll get some wood. I have to make 2 of these signs. I'll make some wood, and then I'll show you how I lay it out, and then we'll go routering. What I'm going to do, I got some 1 1/8 by 6s treated. They were cheaper than 3/4 in stock, and I ran them down to 7/8 thick, because like a little thickener. I got carbon paper. My wife had gotten me this carbon paper from a place she worked 30 years ago. I got my stencil I made up. Roughly I'm centering it on the board. I'm just eyeballing it because it isn't that critical. I got push pins. Take a push pin, push it down in there right through the letter to hold it in place. Coming down here, another push pin, and a push pin through the center. Next, I'm going to trace over the words. I got to stop right now. I don't have a pen. Take a straight edge, lay it over all the straight sections of the letters. I like to use the ballpoint pen strictly because it has the roller ball on it. I do all the straight sections. Straight sections. Then anything, if I get round, I come in and do the round. The tide. I think I missed two. Alright, that's them. I'm doing Monaco. I got like 4 different streets to do. This is Monaco. The round start over. You don't need a hair sneeze. Alright, start all over. I got the M done. I'm going to do the O in Monaco, and I just do that freehand on the O. And when I take the carbon off, if I missed any little sections, I just do it. Here's the N. I'll do the N. Again, I do the straight sections with a ruler. Looks a little bit better. And I come in and do any round stuff. I got that's it. There. There. Alright, I'm going to stop for now. Here's my sign. That's all laid out. Monaco. Now I got to actually make 4 of these, and then 2 of 3 other named streets. Alright, next I'll show you how I router it out. Alright, this is what I call my green machine. This is an overhead router that I bought 40 years ago. Actually, I replaced the router. But what's cool about this is there's a foot pedal down at the bottom. I could step down on that pedal, and what it is it brings the router up and down. Let me get up closer and I'll show you. Now, cool about this machine in the back, I got different stops I can set it to. So actually there's like 5 or 6 stops I can set it to. Set it to the different stops. Router, I could probably change out the router and put a new one on, but it still works. Got to use a wrench on top to hold it. Now that's my green machine. If you can find one of these things, hey, buy it. This is well worth it. Even as far as that goes, the table. You can clamp something on the table instead of use it as a milling machine. Actually, the head is on a boom type arrangements where it'll move in and out. Alright, that's it for now. Next I'll show you how I routed these out and the advantage. The advantage is that when I go down I can see. The advantage of this system is that my board with letter and I can go down and plunge it, and still have plenty of room where it's not obstructed, where I can see where the cutter is and follow to the line. Alright, I'm going to route her out a letter and I'll show you how it works. Alright, this is another use that I had, thing that I did on this router. I have some holes drilled in there where I can put different size little pins in there. And I put like a 1/4 inch pin in there. I could line it up at this 1/4 inch so the pin would be lined up exactly with it. Cut out a shape out of plastic that I wanted. These are hand crosses I made a long time ago. But I tacked it on a board, have a spacing, turn it over, tacked it on some plywood on top of this. Just tack it on. Then I'd come over here and I would bump it up against that bottom of the pin, guide it, turn on the router, plunge it down, just follow right along the pin underneath. Help a guide, I could do it real quick, make a real nice cut, glide it out, go down to the end, pop it off, and out I'd make this cross. You can make any shape. This would be for multiple things. Now alright, here's the finished sign. One of the finished signs I did. Like I say, I had to make a multiple of the signs. I bevel the edges and clean it out, and that's it on the sign. Again, here's the side view of this machine. You can see the beam up on top that'll move in and out. The table will move. Foot pedal down the bottom. The stops. I can actually set like, set them bolts up and down and have like 3 or 4 different stops you can automatically go to. It's nice. It's a nice little machine. I don't know. It's probably 60, 70 years old. I don't know. I bought it 30 years ago.